Shalom. Call Halayim La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And sincere shalom to the hopeful leg, the house of David, the 144,001 third, who's tuned into the truth and pushing the truth with all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth where we have been scattered. And this video is going to be going into a lot of things being lined up around the same time and a couple other things being set for 2024. Now, if you haven't heard the news, the U.S. government shut down. They bailed out the U.S. with the shutdown. They came up with the money, but at the same time, you have Russia doing these nuclear war drills. Tomorrow, October 3rd, 2023, Russia is doing nuclear war drills. And as we know through the scriptures, Russia will be the main country, nation, kingdom, I should say, that main kingdom to annihilate Babylon the Great off the face of the earth. Because nuclear war is biblical prophecy. Now, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus 5 and 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. So this U.S. government shutdown is really not that big of a matter, all right? Yeah, right, the government is shutting down, but it's not like it's going to bring in anarchy or any catastrophic things. Like I believe the government shut down 2018 or 2019. Nothing major happened, so it was a small matter. But you cannot be ignorant. You see, Joe Biden said that if the government were to shut down, what did he point out? He said that so-called black people will be greatly affected from it, right? He made mention of that. Why? Mainly because Esau is going to come after Jake, right? Starting with the so-called African Americans, right? They're going to come after Jake. That's one reason. And two, Jake is wicked as all hell, man. Right? You see what's going on in Philadelphia. Jake out there pillaging these stores and everything else. All right, and I seen the brothers do a video saying Esau getting a taste of his own medicine, which is true, right? But it doesn't make it right, so to speak. Okay, because we have to wait for the Heavenly Father to avenge us, not take matters in our own hands. Let's get Isaiah 19. Actually, no. Actually, yeah, this is perfect. Isaiah 19 and 1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And that lines up with Isaiah 63 as well. The Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, in particular, is going to rain hell on Babylon the Great, both with the plagues and Yahweh Shai directly coming to this place, man, and the whole world for that matter. And going back to this Russian nuclear drill situation, the U.S. doesn't even have nuclear shelters for civilians. Now, of course, they have it for governments, politicians, the wealthy. But if you go to Russia, you go to China, certain countries like Switzerland and Europe, they have nuclear shelters for their whole entire country population. And then some. They have nuclear shelters. Why doesn't Babylon Great have that? Even Canada has them, man. Why doesn't Babylon Great have that? Well, that's very prophetic in a way, man. That Babylon the Great doesn't have nuclear shelters. Let's get some scriptures on that. This is Ezekiel 38 and 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. So, Babylon the Great, Esau, these Edomites in America have been so bold and arrogant throughout the decades that they didn't even feel like they needed nuclear shelters for the civilians and everything else, right? I mean, think about it. You can come in America willy nilly, right? Got immigrants coming in. They don't even have a wall connected to Canada. You know that there's no wall. You can just walk from Montana. I think it's a freaking library, man. I remember I seen somebody. I think they was like, I'm not gonna say what they were doing, but they was doing something with this library to move stuff in and out of the U.S. to Canada, and it's a library in Canada that's connected to the US. You can literally walk from the US to this library in Canada. You can go, there's neighborhoods in Minnesota. There's a neighborhood in Minnesota that's connected directly to a neighborhood or a street that's connected to a neighborhood in Canada. Okay. So these Americans are very proud, and it's going to be to these Edomites, these Babylonian Edomites are very proud to their detriment, because the Heavenly Father has them in a trick bag. Let's get this. And all of Esau is in a trick bag, but in particular here in America. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in the heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So these Edomites have been on top so long, especially these bankers and these wicked elites that have sharpened their left hand sword. You know, they got this crazy AI technology to where they can, who knows what capabilities their AI has. I seen a video. This guy was connected to the internet. He had a device, kind of clunky looking. If you've seen this man with this device, you would think he had some type of mental disability just from looking at the type of device it was. But in fact, he's connected to the internet. But they're just showing us, right, the general population, that, and this is like a sci-fi movie. He has his mind connected to the internet, and I believe he was saying he ordering pizza and using Google and I think Amazon too, or something like that. Amazon or eBay or something, I believe. I know he used Google and ordered pizza. Pizza, man. From this device connected to his brain, which connected his mind to the internet. Now you have to ask yourself, Esau, these damn devils, is literally showing us um this on the mainstream media. What do they have in the back door? All right. That's why you see these movies where you see these Terminators and these what do you call them? Cyborgs, right? You know, you have Cyborg from Teen Titans and things of that nature, and you see these crazy AI uh, capabilities in these movies, and you have to understand that Esau has these things in real life. Okay, they have AI that can fly, go invisible, hell, permeate through buildings, man. They'll shoot a laser beam, and a laser beam will go through your house, don't harm the house, and then hit you and kill you, man. The Heavenly Father has gave Esau powers on that level, and that's prophecy for these devils to obtain this type of power. And just to make that point home, that this is not, just me running out the mouth. This is Second Thessalonians 2, and this is Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. Even him is talk. Actually, I'm skip up to verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. It's talking about you Edomites. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. So these Edomites have all power, man. And you know, Kal-El from Superman, which is a improper translation of call Allah. All right. Well, no, that's praise, but call Allah. All right, which is the proper way to say all power. Call Allah, because you go Allah means power, and Elohim. All right. So Allah Hayum means powers, which goes into the Israelites, right? Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, the angels, right? That's the proper way to, when you see the word God in the scriptures, it's Elohim, all right? Because the Heavenly Father's true name is Yahweh, all right? Um, so when you go into that word all power, all right, I'm just playing on Superman because that's the first thing that came to my head, Kal-El. These Edomites legitimately have spiritual power on like comic book level, man. All right, that's real. The Hamites, man, in Egypt, Mizraim, they had spiritual power, man. On a similar spiritual power to what was it? Aaron. I think it was Aaron. This is Exodus 7 and 8. I'm gonna read the title. It says Aaron's rod becomes a serpent. Now this is verse 8. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying, when Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, shew a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. And Moses and Aaron went into Pharaoh, and they did so as Yahweh had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh, and before his servants, and it became a serpent. So Aaron, the Heavenly Father, gave Aaron spiritual power to manipulate uh, literal uh, elements. He turned a rod, an inanimate object, into a living creature. All right, but guess what? This is verse 11. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt. They also did in like manner with their enchantments, for they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents, but Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. So the Heavenly Father played both sides. He gave these Hamites, which are so-called Africans, he gave them a form of spiritual power on the left hand side to create, to mimic. All right, I wouldn't say necessarily say mimic, but to use spiritual power, man, through sorcery, magic, enchantments, right? Sorcery, magic, same thing. Sorcerer, magician, synonyms, right? Um, and they imitated what Aaron did, right? So this was during that time period. Esau is much more connected to the left hand side than these damn Hamites, man. So how much more after we just read that Edom has all power? How much more do you think these damn devils can do, man? I mean, just think about it. You see, if you just see somebody in the woods go in the woods, grab a stick, and they just throw it on the ground, and you legitimately see the stick turn into a rattlesnake, you will be flabbergasted. So when I say that these damn Edomites can shoot through your house and kill you without damaging the house, and they got robots that's moving tens and thousands, or hell, even at the speed of light, all right, doing all types of madness. I mean, miraculous power is not exaggeration, man. That's why the Heavenly Father is going to give his elect spiritual power. Okay? These devils, these Edomites, have been perfecting their blessing, right? And another thing that's happening in a couple days is this October 4th, where they're sending out this nationwide FEMA broadcast. And I think if it doesn't fall through, They're gonna try again on the 12th or the 8th or something like that. Something like that. If they can't get it on the 4th. And you have a lot of people saying that, oh, when they do this signal, the signal goes off, blah blah blah, that it's gonna cause a reaction inside people's bodies that took the inoculation. And again, I think I made mention of this. Yes, it is true. It is factual that the people that took the you know what is giving off Bluetooth signals. That is a fact. Are they going to do whatever they're going to do with this Bluetooth signal on the 4th? We have to wait and see. It could be, it couldn't be. You know, we'll find out. Of course, there's a lot of prophecies that need to come into play before a full blown collapse happens. So I'm not betting my chips on it on the 4th of a freaking zombie apocalypse, man. All right. And another thing too is that a lot of this stuff that be flown around online has no credibility, man. All right, they're just people spreading things with no evidence. All right, we have the scriptures as our credibility. This is Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. So yes, it will come a point in time that everything that Apostle Tahar on down has been speaking about according to these scriptures will come to pass. All right, the end will come. It will be sedition among men. These devils are gonna show out. Yahweh Shai is gonna come back with the army of heaven, the host of heaven. Yahweh Shai is a so-called black man. All right, the 12 tribes of Israel are so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans with the speckled bird that have been scattered to these other nations that look like these other nations. Right, that is true. The elect will get spiritual power. All right, some of the elect will be mortars. We will become immortal. These things will come to pass. The elect men will have a complete number of women, right? Because 7, Isaiah 4 and 1, 7 women that goes into completion, not literally 7 women, okay? All these things will come to pass. And Jake that's not adhering to it, is going to be looking dumb if the Heavenly Father allows him to see it to begin with. Now, this is, I scrolled up to verse 6. But if the watch, actually, verse 2, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast, and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon a land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet, and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet, and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman see the sword come, and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will require at the watchman's hand. All right? So you have to warn. You have to give warning to these people, to the Israelites, right? What I mean by these people. All right? Because if you don't, then their blood is on your hands. If you give that warning, the blood is off your hand. And this in the prophecy is going into Yahweh Shai, man. If you're truly following after Yahweh Shai, you're going to be encapsulated in prophecy. This is Revelations 19 and 10, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And this is an angel, all right? An angel just means a messenger, okay? Esau has angels. The Israelites can be angels. Anybody, technically speaking, can be an angel, man, all right? Now, this particular angel was a power, was an Elohim. He said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So if you, in a testimony, only a man can have a testimony, man. Okay? If you go into that word testimony, the prefix is what? Testi. right? Which goes into what? Testicles. Okay. And another two things that are lined up for 2024 is all these Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iran, three of the biggest oil producing countries in the world dropping the US dollar. They are going to be dropping the US dollar January 1st, 2024. And I think it's the WHO with the UN collaboration with the UN with the Pandemic Treaty 2024 going into making their final decision in May of 2024. That's two big things that's been marked on the calendar for 2024, man. So things are speeding up, and it's not gonna slow down. The Heavenly Father is definitely gonna keep speeding things up in this society. It can't last forever, and we see the end. I'm gonna end this off. Um, this is Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth. They that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. This is verse 8. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter in them that drink it. The city of confusion, Babylon the Great, is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, and the mirth of the land is gone. And we see that happening now. We see that the cost of living is hurting people. Okay, a lot of people are suffering and miserable. They've been having that poker face. That poker face is ending. And 2024 is going to be a real big shock for this place, man. And that's it for this video. Lord's will is edifying, and shalom.